Okay, hope everybody can hear me. Getting the soundtrack down. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope great. So as always, give me a sound report. Tell me how we're sounding. What's going on? So I noticed right away, first guy in here, Ranger Ron. What's up, Ron? Good to see you, brother. KX team. If you guys don't know, Ranger Ron is the active USFS guy that's basically known as Mr. Bigfoot in the USFS world. Mr. Duffy, great to see you. Richard, great to see you. Oh, and Richard, who needs coffee at this time of night? Me, if I'm going to do a live stream that always ends up being a couple hours long. So yeah, let me know about the audio. Master Reality, wake and bake. Right on, brother. Ranger Lawn, again. Let's see. Friendly YouTuber. MLG in 2 days. Can't wait. Right? Moonlight Gathering. No doubt. As you see on the screen before you, at least I hope that's what you're seeing. Yeah, Moonlight Gathering is going to be a blast. And that's kind of the subject matter of this show tonight is going to be the Moonlight Gathering. So Utah are bust. So we're blowing out of here pretty quick because they wanted us to go to Space Wolf Research and stay the night before. And there's a potential that, you guys ever heard of Diesel Dave or Heavy D, the Diesel brothers, whatever, there's a potential those guys might join me at some point or another to you know, check some stuff out, maybe do some filming. So that's kind of here and there right now. Just it's in the air. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they pick up on it. Anyway, but yeah, it's going to be a blast. Moonlight Gathering last time around was unbelievable, and it's you know, we don't get paid for this gig, so if anybody wants to help out, man, we'd really appreciate that right off the bat. And speaking of that, I want to give thanks to all my patrons and the new members. And you're going to see those scrolling on your screen right now. Those best people in the world stepped up and really carrying right now. May not be a lot yet, but it's enough to keep, like I said, it keeps the internet on, keeps us rolling. So it's a tremendous, tremendous help, and we really appreciate it. But we're about to do Moonlight Gathering, and we're leaving in 2 days. And so any direct help could really, really be great right off the bat. Things like the products, things like that, we don't get paid for those up till a month. So if anybody does want to step up and help out, you can hit the PayPal link. That'll probably be the easiest way. But yeah, we're going to be rolling up there. This will be, I think, the 25th year, and it's never been a paid event, and it's where all the old time treasure hunters, explorers, the guys that don't turn around when they see a hole, and their curiosity has to get the best of them. Some of them die trying. You know, a lot of guys actually have passed in the years doing the kind of things that these guys do. And I mean, they really, it's hats off to them, because they are the true salt of the earth. So audio sounds good, loud and clear. Excellent. Nice. What's the porta potty situation like? Great. Last time they had everything was covered. I mean, it wasn't a problem. And plus it's a city park. So, you know, it's built to have people. They used to have it at the lake and some other remote places, but due to, I guess, permitting and whatnot, they had to move it. So, all right, on Indiana Cryptid, good to see you. L. Barnhill. I don't know if I recognize your name, but welcome to the group. Grandizer 12, good to see you here. Mike Audio sounds good. All right, you guys gave me great feedback as always. So also, as always, those of you who are watching and members of the chat, if you can get on the chat, man, do it, period. Chat's a great way to do, because we just go full-blown interactive during the Enigma Recon episodes. So if there's anything, really anything, nothing's off the table that you want to see, or you have a curiosity of something you've seen in the past, we can always go back, take a quick look, even a picture, a portion of a video, whatever, and we can zip around. This system should handle basically whatever we want to do, hopefully. So, and people think it's funny, because people think, man, you must have a ton to put together what you do, but really, I'm just resourceful. The computer we're running on right now cost me $175, but it's an old Hewlett-Packard workstation from God knows where, what they were doing with it, but it'll run like 380 gigs of RAM. So I think we're on 32 gigs right now, but the thing is, it idles no matter what I do to it. So yeah, that's kind of how we do everything we do. Everything's economy to the max. Hats off to Toner, right? This microphone's like $70, and this thing is amazing, and it's fully digital, so it's got its own built-in noise canceling, and the whole 9 yards. Seems to work pretty good. But anyway, And that's kind of what, the KXPD3 that I designed and invented, that came about the same way. Somebody wanted one, and I just used what I had in the shop, put one together, but I just had to generate kind of a new theory, and it ended up working out, right? So now we have the only parabolic dish in the world that you can focus down to a pinpoint 1 or 2 degrees wide. So you can tell what tree an owl is in at a mile. If you can see a tree line, you can tell exactly what tree that owl's in. And it's the only one that it has settings like that. So it's pretty cool. You guys should check that out sometime. So already I'm going to see what's going on in the chat and kind of go back and forth off of that. What I'm going to be doing is showing you pictures and some of the stuff from the last Moonlight Gathering. And some of the whole point to this thing is this is where all the real people go. So it's not a paid conference. It's not, it's never been really pushed or hyped. It's not made for that. It was never made to make any money. Indiana Cryptid, hey, thank you very much for that. That should show up on the live stream as well. And if it doesn't, might have an issue. But either way, so this is just where all the guys got together. That's why it was called the Moonlight Gathering. Moon Lake is a place that has legend and lore galore. And if you've never seen Terry Carter's page or work, look up Terry Carter, because as far as the Moon Lake history and things like that, he's got it. And everything from literally living dinosaurs being recorded by like the early settlers and Spanish and everything else to gold and treasures, Aztec, whatever. And so it's an amazing place. So the gathering isn't at Moon Lake right now, but Moon Lake's close by. If people want to come up there and go zoom over there, that's going to be a done deal. And but anyway, as I was saying, the guys that go up there are the hardcore guys that did it everything everywhere. They're the guys that walked the Utah mountains. They're the guys that worked everything, that had to get the access from sneaking to permission to whatever. But they are the ones that bring all the history out. And they're also the ones that have brought the real things out. So when I say real things, I've seen artifacts that blow your mind. And, we're not going to, no one ever says where they got them. You don't ask where they got them in that sense. But you can go there and see things you'll never see anywhere else, because there won't be any pictures on the internet unless somebody takes a photograph, and most of them don't mind, and you put them up. And that's the kind of stuff we'll be going over this evening. Kind of run that back to a full loop. So, let's see what we got in here. Indiana Cryptid, like I said, thank you very much, man. $10, that was amazing. I really appreciate it. That helps more than you could ever imagine. Oh, Ron, yeah, I just drove 2 days from Oregon back to Arizona, or you'd be there. Yeah, I know, brother. No problem. You're around enough. And plus, we got work to do this year anyway. So we'll be hanging out. But I'll be thinking of it when we're up there. Would have been really cool to have you. You haven't been to one of these yet, I don't think. And then, I'm going to be up there presenting on Bigfoot. So that's going to be the forte. And that's what I was invited to do. And I know a lot of it's because of the famous doctor and PhD that we never ever say the name. Everybody knows. And the work that he did and everything else. And this year it's kind of a response to the recent changes in his presentation from Gigantopithecus for 40 years to now Australopithecus. So finally from the ape to human swing, and we're going to take full credit for that push, because we really slammed that over a few years with these presentations in our work. So said, I heard there's Bigfoot Truth, good to see you. Excellent. Well, that's excellent. So I heard there's a place in Moon Lake that comes out at times from the water and leaves tremendous drag marks. And there's supposed to be some type of aquatic dinosaur or whatever in Moon Lake. And it's been, there's a ton of history about it. I don't know enough in detail to probably just throw it out there and say, oh yeah, here's the stories of the dinosaur in Moon Lake. But I can give you the sources. And Terry Carter's probably the best. If not, go up there and talk to these guys. Half of them have lived around Moon Lake. And even long before it was developed, or anything around there was. So, pretty amazing stuff. So I met Terry Carter in Bigfoot Truth met Terry Carter in Denver, invited at the International Sportsman Expo. He's a really great guy. Yeah, Terry's an amazing guy. He's opened a lot of doors, and Terry and I have been in communication for a long time. Back since the early 90s when we first started our internet presence. Before most people even had the ability to, you couldn't necessarily surf a website. Most people couldn't without AOL or some of the early deals. And even when they came into fruition, we already had our presence installed. So And Terry Carter was right up in there right from the get-go. And that's when all the old-time treasure guys that we've now lost were still here. You know, thank God we still have Lee Spence and some of these guys, but most of them passed in this last couple of decades. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into, we can go ahead and start jamming on some files directly out of the Moonlight Gathering. Let you guys kind of check some of that out. There's going to be a lot of news coming soon. I'll say that. I mean, because we do have our feet in the water in a lot of places. It's all about finances. And that's not a begging thing. That's just the way it is. So the last job that I had for a full year, I had to put all this stuff on the side, full-time mechanic, whatever. And then I got blown out in Boston and pay me up. So, you know, I'm like $5K in the hole out of that thing. And still have to try to do that and then get to all these other deals. So regardless, we've been family and everybody. I want to say thank you to my family. Thank you for everybody because they've kind of been very patient with me about investing so much time into getting all this stuff rolling. And a lot of it, I mean, in the hills is one thing, and the risks we take and the hours we put out there and all that is one thing. You guys know that what you see in an hour of video is a lot more time than that. And, you know, the distance you see traveled is a tiny fraction, right? But at the same time, most of this time is going into developing this infrastructure to get all this stuff rolling. Get enough quality where people stay intrigued and stay interested, and we can deliver the data to you and the information to you in a manner that it's easy to ingest, and we can get the word out to masses kind of about what's really going on out there. So without further ado, let's jam into some files here. I could let you guys, I guess, watch as I surf, but probably would be boring. So maybe not as boring as just staring at that screen. I don't know. I'm going to show you anyway. So I guess when I just trip on the whole thing, we can jam through them rather quick. We got to kill our backdrop here, and can jump in here. So this is cruising to Utah. How about that? Hey, let's get off there. We can take that. Take our header down. See what's going on here. Actually, we should kill a bunch of this stuff. I guess it's okay. So this is cruising up on the way. You can see anybody that's not been in the desert Southwest. And I know I got a lot of viewers from the UK, and you guys will probably really dig this stuff. This stuff is cool because this is just, if you're a tourist in the Southwest USA and you're cruising, this is what it looks like. Even where we're at right here, it's very, very similar to this. Matter of fact, it's super similar. And you can see we're cruising through. Now, there's some really cool rock forms in here. All this is ancient sediment stuff. So I'm just going to zip through. If you guys do it long enough, you ever want to stop and look at this stuff. We'll just go uncontrolled, kind of like Enigma Recon does, right? We don't care. So this is one of the famous arches that are all over Utah and other areas in the Southwest. Pretty cool stuff. Now this is a cool picture. If you know what to look for, the world is a different place. And you're in this scene, there are several really major monuments that are super cool. And they tell a lot, and they're big. This stuff is not tiny. This stuff is huge. That wall back there is probably 800 foot high. So, but what we see perched on top of that wall is this super cool turtle. Well, I shouldn't. Yeah, I guess it's okay. And beneath it, if you look, there's what looks like a nice, hollow, perfect chamber. And you have a hole at the back of the shell and an up and under marked, but it doesn't go all the way in. Up under this, through a crack, you have two ways into this thing, cut perfectly. There's your turtle, there's his eye, got his nose, the whole 9 yards. This rock right here is probably the size of a pickup truck. And this other bigger. And what's interesting, and I mean, if you look at all the tops of all this, you'll see the erosion on this whole cliff. It's very similar. The wear pattern and the rounding and everything is very similar until you get to this rock. And you look how sharp that cut is compared to anything else that's exposed on top. And that's a great indicator. But if it's kind of like I said, one of the things like Sesame Street where you just say, one of these things doesn't belong, right? So that's really actually how it works. You look directly below, and we have what's reminiscent of the two columns and a central hole between the two columns. All these things are developed to be seen from long range away, from the travel route, about where the highway is. I mean, you can see it's considerable. It really is. It's pretty amazing stuff. That's just on the way up there. I can't remember exactly where it's at. I think it's where is that? It might be north of Moab. Oh, there's kind of a close-up shot of it. And this is some of the stuff, right? So this is some of the alien crap they got up there around the area. And there we go with Josh and myself in the car. Then some of these aren't going to be monuments. Other ones are, but we took a picture of them anyway. But generally, often when you have something this precarious at the edge of a ridge like this, often that'll be a monument, but not always. What we do see here is an absolute lapse of other rock. I would love, even if this isn't man-made, it could easily this would have been used, because you can see this for miles. You can map it. You can do whatever. I would think that there's an ancient camp right around that. One of the types we call the megalithic camps. There's another view of it. Now this view is almost 90 degrees to the other one, and you can kind of see how precarious that is. Hope you guys enjoy this stuff. Oh, this is when we started losing the transmission. That was a lot of fun. Some guys here at the Moonlight Gathering. Now, like I said, I don't even know what's in these pictures, so I hope nothing too sketchy, right? But Eduardo here's a guy I dealt with for a long time online. Met him, amazing guy. These guys do the real thing, so they're the real guys. This is signing some of the posters when I was up there speaking. This is one of the men that's fundamental in having us up there. Amazing guy. I'll drop his name when I get up there, just make sure he's cool with it and everything. But they're just knocking out, man. He's one of the key organizers, actually. Zip through these. Ah, there's the food. All right, everybody loves food. Great food, always. And this is just some of the random crowd pics here. You can kind of see the forum. It's real loose. It's a crowd that's impressive in who they are for the most part, not necessarily the amount. But I mean, even here, which you got some guys showing off some idols here that would I'm sure I got close-ups, but would more than likely not fit the historical narrative. Let's put it that way. There we go. So, and this is kind of where we're going, right? You get a piece like that, and it's pretty off the wall. And none of these are fake. These guys don't bring fakes. They don't buy fakes. This stuff doesn't happen. This was the real deal. What culture fashioned it, I don't know. You can ask an archaeologist, but since they've never directly shown us anything like this on TV or anything, and said, oh, this is from so-and-so, who knows? But just goes to show you what you can see when you're up there. Another better look at it. We can look. I'll take an even closer look. And you can see this is a pretty small venue, a couple hundred people. They're trying to push it. They've got room, so we can just shove the bleachers black. I mean, there's plenty of room, but they do encourage you to bring your own chairs, shade, whatever you can, because there's plenty of room, period. This is Terry. For those of you that haven't met Terry yet, this is one of the greatest guys in the world. You can probably just see his energy coming off the picture. Really an amazing man. Joshua, our team member over here in the red. You can see they've got vendors, a lot of little stuff for going on here. And it kind of parks all the way kind of around the place. And this is an audio video trailer they had last year. Now, so that people could see what was being presented under a magnifier up front. And so then they had these big video screens on the trailer stuff, which was really super cool. Hard part is, of course, daylight, dealing with daylight. And here's the treasure map, Peralta 1741. Things like that. And it just goes on down the line. So take a little. So yeah, what do you guys think so far? So I'm going to toss up and we'll look at the chat for a minute and we'll get a good see of what's going on there. So let's see. What are we doing in here? So I'm going to back up here and just read some of these. So thanks for bearing with me too when we do this. But it's an important part of Enigma Recon to go back and forth. And I mean, whoever's got my phone number also is welcome to call. I don't care. It'd be great. Digger Dog, good to see you. It says, Bigfoot True says, do you guys have those little wild plums in your area, Robert? I found some scat today. It was from the juvenile Sasquatch on my research area. It had a bunch of them in the seeds in it. At the base of those sandstone structures, there's a corkscrew holes. Okay, let's stick with the first one. So if you mean the Russian olive, absolutely, because that's kind of and I teach that's one of the subsistence foods that allows them to travel all over the southwestern and western United States. Actually, Russian olive is getting to be everywhere, so they can really go anywhere that there exists Russian olive in belts, even through the desert regions. I'm not sure if that's the little plums you're talking about, but if it's prolific in your area, I'm sure that's going to be utilized. You wrote, Bigfoot Truth. At the base of those sandstone structures, there's a corkscrew holes with mummified giants in them in the Four Corners region. You have to remove layers of rock that have been fallen down to the base. Yeah, I know. And there's no telling how much of that there really is because of, for one, like the effort they go to. So I've read in the past that from different accounts, for the people who don't know, that they would even have maybe a Native American burial or whatever in a hole, vertical hole, and there'll be a burial, and then everybody stops digging. Sometimes 40 and even 80 feet down through cracks and everything else beneath that will be the remains of giants and red-haired giants. And that's happened, several times, but at the same time, these are the things that get swept. So, is this near a dinosaur? Oh, is this near a dinosaur? I don't know. I'm not sure which picture you're talking about now, because I have to scroll so far back to catch you guys. So, Digger Dog, if you want to let me know, and I'll catch back which you're talking about. Oh, Bigfoot Truth, can I give a classic Carl Order Forest Beings? He's a good guy, man. I think he tries. He's just never, he hasn't spent his entire life deciphering ancient monuments and coded script from these guys that did this. So I think he's done real good in identifying a lot of things for real. And seems like a really good guy, but maybe we'll get in the field. We've actually talked about getting in the field together, but just briefly. Yeah, and you're right. People do tend to get that way where they believe they get to see too much, but better than not seeing enough, I guess. The temperament comes as being able to find common factors to discern natural from man-made to start with. Sometimes it's impossible to know, but there's almost always a telltale sign somewhere, whether it be intentional, like a carved dot within 10 feet of a place where the rocks contact, or a prop rock, so a dissimilar prop stone put in, especially if you have sedimentary layers and you have one that's picked up with a prop rock, that can't happen, sedimentary until it moves. So you don't have spaces in that type of material. So, but yeah, there is a way to discern, and I can't blame anybody who sees basically too much or not enough. I haven't gone through enough of his work to be able to tell. Says, hi everybody, Adman the Lab Rat, good to see you. Great, good. Mid-South Sasquatch, good to see you. Yeah, let's see here. What else we got going on? Let's scroll down. Yeah, Bigfoot Truth. Yeah, Terry has a lot. But you wrote that Terry has an amazing video about a bunch of sculptures that were found in western Colorado just like that. Um, and that's right, because, and even here in northern Mexico and where we are, especially in all the way through Utah and the Four Corners region, the entire area, of course, wasn't separated by state lines, and it was all one ancient culture who occupied all of this. And they seem to have gone back about as early as there is presence of humans in North America. They were pushing rocks around, stacking them up. They knew what animals looked like, and they were moving things around, chipping down pieces till they had the vague form of these animals to convey what the animals meant. So, in other words, to show the traits or the habits of the animals themselves. And I give the reference like a turtle dove. If you see a turtle dove with its wing down, it spreads its tail feathers over its wing like this, all spread out. It's acting wounded to lead you away from its nest. And when they make a stone turtle dove, you need to follow its tail. So their road signs without letters and words and even lines, their road signs and their meanings were often just depicted by animal forms, and then you'd have to know the nature of that animal. So I don't know if you guys can hear that music in the background. I kind of hope not, but I think the boy's playing back there. Probably doesn't know I'm live. So we'll kind of go on here. Bigfoot Truth, maybe the Nephilim, you never know. But I mean, what were the Nephilim really? So if you got to go by ancient text instead of other people's interpretation to really understand what they might be. Dan Gardino, good to see you. The Glass Man's World. Talk about an amazing glass blower. This dude's thick. A really amazing guy. He has classes and stuff online too. And you're welcome to refer people to where your stuff's at. But he's also, I consider him a part of KX because he has been out with the team at night, sketchy place, blah, blah, blah. And so, and you know, that's kind of how you get your feet in with us. So anything. So I got another one, friendly YouTuber. Anything new on the pterodactyl? No, not yet. And we will be doing some stuff on it. It's just been, like I said, it's been hard. The easier it would be, the better we would be at getting this stuff out to everybody. But we have a lot to go look into on that. Witness reports, locations, finds of egg clutches, an area where there's two big mesas that they fly between these two big mesas. And it's miles. But that range is where they're seen enough to piss the ranchers off. And, you know, when a guy finds egg hells like this up in the cliffs where it's difficult to get into, and then, you know, he assumed, the best he could assume was like ostrich eggs. But they were old and leathery, and they were, like I said, up in an inaccessible place. So, you know, and then we have the witness sightings all around that area, which one of those is mine. Amazing little thing to see. Not some great deal. I mean, amazing little guy, 3-4 foot wingspan, 3-4 foot long, counting the little thin tail, and little fingers on his wings, and head and neck kind of like that to just a total triangle, and then just a nice little swoop in it. Flew like this. Didn't fly like a bird. Birds don't go like this. Their bodies don't go like this. Birds go like this, and their wings go, and they're graceful, but this thing was like, you talk about graceful, man. I mean, the wings flap like this. The body moves like this. It's like it's swimming through the air almost. Way better than Jurassic Park. I mean, their stuff looks cool, but no. It's way more sinuous, way more dragonish. Pretty amazing. But no, I don't have any more updates on that, but we will have. We're going to be interviewing the landowners and doing some other stuff. So hopefully we're going to be doing some field work with it. Hopefully. Oh yeah, man. You remember that. So Dan the Glass Man's World says, talks about finding the baby Bigfoot scat. And people say, well, how do you know it's baby Bigfoot scat? For one, it was found with larger Bigfoot sign, but mainly because it was blue and from a lactating female. And I can't remember, it's not colloidal, it's can't remember the name for the blue poop anyway, of breastfeeding infants, and that was located there. So Dan got to check that out, and that was, I know it was below zero. I'm not sure how far below zero, but it was so much that even what is normally dry sand was frozen as hard as a rock. You could walk an elephant across it, just sand, and it was frozen solid because it got so cold that the moisture basically came out of the air itself and froze the ground. And it was literally, even in the desert, you couldn't even leave a scuff mark in the sand that night. It's pretty amazing. Bigfoot Truth says, not a Russian olive, but I did confirm that the mine was eating those as well. Studying a couple different ones, different locations. These wild plums have grown about 5-foot bush. Well, wild plums sounds great, man. I'd tear into them, and I'm sure they would. I mean, with the stuff I've seen them eat. Ranger Ron loves the monolith stuff. Very fascinating. Robert breaks them down. Need to work on a book, Robert. I know I need to work on a book, and it's very, man, you know how the time thing is. Time equates to resources. If you have enough extra resources, you have extra time. So it kind of goes the same way. We'll see what we can get going. Hopefully someday soon. All right, I'm going to keep going down here pretty good. Oh, it says you need background music. So Willie's playing background music. I don't know if you guys can hear it. That's great, Tara, baby. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, Dan says amazing experience going out at night with us. Thank you for the glass shout out. Oh no, it's a pleasure, bro. He does a lot of live streaming, so you guys get in with that. Mr. Anderson, good to see you here this evening. Hoping to meet up at the gathering. Still on the fence. Well, I mean, it'd be good to see you there, and good to meet everybody that's, sees our work and appreciates it. It's not far away. We've got to be leaving here pretty quick ourselves, so it's right around the corner. That's why I thought I'd jump on here. Also, before I forget, there's a hat on the screen. It won't be for sale, I think, after tomorrow. And that was a limited production because people wanted it. But that's the hat right there. You can see it. So, and these were the old crew hats from actual treasure digs when we did our digs back in the day. And they kind of became iconic, and then they were never produced again. And they're damn expensive to have made. But we worked with the company to get this stuff out to you, and the only way we could do it without each hat costing like $75 was to do it as a fundraiser campaign, and then people order so many, and then they agree to go ahead and stitch them because they're all embroidered. And it was just the setup fee was like $50 for digitization and $75 for setup, then the cost of the hat. So this way, everybody has a chance to get one. We had to sell a minimum of 12, and we've sold 10. And if not, we got to cover the other 2 to get them printed, which kind of be counterproductive. So we thought we'd be able to push more than that, but unfortunately, I haven't been pushing them enough. And but those need to go. So if anybody wants to jump in the link, it says get the hat, days left, and click on that link down there if you can afford 40 bones for a limited hat. And when this run's done, we're not going to do them again. That's going to be it. And so anyway, if anybody wants to jump on that and help us out, help everybody else out. And also, that's the place where you can also go donate to get us to the Moon Lake gathering, except we won't get those funds until after we get back. So we still recommend that if you go over there and you see a donate button, if you can, use the PayPal link, because anything else we do it takes up to a month to get it paid out on it. And of course, that's going to be too late. So appreciate that, though. Appreciate all that. And I hate to throw it all out there. Let's see what else we got before we get into some more files here. Yeah, that's a badass one. Grandizer 12, Kongmato, Breaker of Boats, Pterosaur like cryptid there in the Congo. Yeah, I've seen some stuff on that. And, I bet Adam Davies is probably down with that one. I bet he's got a lot of info, him and Ken Gehrt, and talk about some great guys. One of these days I might try to drag them on here and on one of the Enigma Recon and see what we can do with them. Bigfoot Truth says I could write a book by doing voice to text thing, just read and type. You know, I could, but it seems like new information, understanding, and things changing so often. It's like I'd be revising it forever. And even though that's no excuse, I need to get it done and stop somewhere. And I do have a Bigfoot book, at least all the chapters written, and some 3 signs and symbols books, all the chapters, at least the chapter headers written. I don't have the chapters written. If I had the chapters written, we'd put together the book, right? But anyway, so the idea for it is there, you know, and now I guess with the new stuff, I probably could dictate the entire thing. Todd Wyndham, sorry, just saw you're on. No notifications again. All right, YouTube. I know you have voice recognition, so you can tell all the bad things people are saying. So, YouTube, please notify my subscribers. And YouTube, please stop unsubscribing people. Thank you very much. Thank you. Todd, thanks for letting me know, man. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry about that. I wish I could do something about it. We plead with them, don't we? But hey, they monetize this, and at least 70% of the functionality is actually working on the page. That's like you guys can go down below, the ones watching, you know, PC or phone. You can go down below or to the side of this, and there's a couple of products being advertised there. The boots, those are the boots I wear every day, and we get like a 10% commission off those sales with that company. And I think we get like a 5% commission off the other one there, which is Stealth Cam. That's a really good camera that we like as well. But those products I signed up with their affiliate program. So those products, if anybody wants to go get those, we do get a commission off that. And then, of course, like I said, it's a month or two, whatever, before they cut a check. And, but anyway, so those products are there. That's all new stuff. So it's new to us anyway. You guys probably seen it all before. Yeah. So we're gonna go. We'll go on and check out some more stuff. Here, let me jump back into. We jump back into Moonlight and see what else we got there. Oh, a folder in there. Yeah, so it looks like we do have some artifacts too. Some other artifacts. Let's see here. All right, thanks for bearing with me. You guys are super patient. I think we gotta go pull this other picture down, and then we'll be good. See, I have a lot of things running on these deals. Let me, sorry about any background noise too, you guys. Also, oh, there it goes. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so we should be able to see now if I hit this button. Not sure why all that changed. See what happens. Okay, somehow we lost our photos. This doesn't happen often, but it does every once in a while. It's usually not too hard to rectify. So we'll do what we can do here. Let's see. Sometimes it just takes reopening everything. Live. Okay, we go to settings, find out why we... Okay, I think we're back. Looked like we were back. And we are back. All right, good deal. So I just had to reset it. Apparently forgot what a photo was. Okay, cool. So now you guys can see this is another figurine that was from the event that somebody had brought. And these apparently are fired clay. They're pretty durable, actually. And they do have real similar, the eye form and stuff on them is really, really similar to what we see on the on that other piece, actually. And then these are me breaking out. Let's see if I have any good pictures. So these are me breaking out two pieces that I have. and showing them to a few guys. And I don't know, maybe zoom into there. So this is actually a figurine that's a lot like the guy from Chichen Itza that's sitting there with the bowl in his lap, except it's a full-blown alien gray head. And the adhesive that was used there around the turquoise elements on one of the associated pieces was dated to 9,700 years old. These are the real artifacts from Jalisco, Mexico. There's a lot of fake ones out there too, but that's the real stuff. And then this is the same character, but with the helmet on or the mask on. And then in our previous video, like Serpent or Bloodline of the Serpent Gods, if you look at that video, we have this ship descending. It's like a comet going to the ground, and then the two pillars of travel. And then they have a lot of symbols and stuff cut on them too. I'm sorry about the picture quality, but of course these weren't for showing these. So, and this is the event coming kind of night. Some more of the stuff, and you can see here's another one found by somebody else, and it's very similar. Eyes are the same. I mean, all this is coming from the same culture. I don't know what culture it would be. So this apparently is a lead tablet, solid lead. 3 pore holes on it. It's cast. Don't have a clue. Could be just a lead ingot. Pretty cool though. And then some of the country up there. Pretty awesome stuff on the way back. And naturally, when we pulled over at one point, somewhere in here, I've got some monuments that we saw on the side of the road. Or not monuments, I mean a sign of a Bigfoot crossing area. And yeah, we were breaking down the whole way, overheating and everything, but we did finally make it. So I thought there would be pictures of the monumented areas up there, but I guess not. Well, let's see. Maybe we have a video. Let's see what happens if we try to play a video. Which really, that should theoretically, video should work. By golly. So we had to stop to let the vehicle cool down on top of this pass. I could hear the computer audio. Transmission cool down anyway, so we don't blow this transmission leaving. We've had to baby it. Try to play a video. And from the car, I just kind of looked over and noticed one anomalous, very damaged tree. Which really nothing else anywhere. Theoretically. And this is consistent with Bigfoot behavior, especially where we're at right here, because coming off this ridge across here. I'm going to pause that for just a second and try chugging my, by golly, earphones in here and see if I can't hear this audio. If you guys can't hear this audio, we had to stop and immediately drop it into this gully. Let the vehicle cool down on top of this valley. Transmission cool down anyway, so we don't blow this transmission. We're on the way back from the try to play a video. Moonlight gathering. Car, I just kind of looked over and noticed speech and speaking up there and showing photos and things, and actually showed kind of examples of this very same thing. You'll see. It's going to live stream this, but there's absolutely no signal here. Let's see what we got here. This damage is straight down. It's pretty high, but the whole tree's been affected. And this is where it caught my eye. The stripping with the pieces removed, broke down sections. And what's most interesting, if you look behind it, this tree's been done this way before. This isn't the first time. Last year, it was marked the same way. Logs are all loose here. And you see right there, there's really old breaks and tears there. And then there's more twists, these little ones, back in here, where that one's been twisted down. And look where that is. I mean, it's like, that's not It's way up here in a very precarious position before it goes down this drop off. And the whole tree's been affected. So something really big has come down here and basically just shoved this tree down and gone down it after breaking some stuff, just shoved it down as it went down. It just kind of went right over this tree section down in the bottoms. And you can see right down here where the grasses are laying right here, you can see the grass is laying down right there. Well, that's from travel. And hoofs don't do that. So this is a really good sign. You can actually see that mark all the way down through this. No, because we're in snow. Snow wouldn't have done it because for one, this isn't very old. If you look at these, they still have green on them. They haven't even wilted yet. This was earlier today. Yeah, they still feel a little moist. So this probably would have been, I don't know, 5-6 hours ago, or those leaves are going to wilt. And it's 90 degrees out here, so those leaves are going to wilt fast. All that damage was just from earlier today, probably. So that's really cool to know that a subject came through here earlier today and made this road crossing. See, and you have where a hoofed animal came down here and walked. Actually, it wasn't a hoofed animal. I'll show you the animal. It's right over there. That's the animal that walked down there. A beautiful deer of mine. So anyway, that's pretty cool. I guess we're letting this thing cool, so I guess I can take a little poke around. Well, we got water down there. So. Well, I tell you what, it came down earlier today, as hot as it is. Probably went all the way down to water, but probably didn't go anywhere yet. I would have hunkered right down there in these bottoms and gone down to water, and it's Red B. But who knows where they'd be. Cool. Well, I guess that's that. If something else goes down, I'll fire it back up. Oh, I guess I'll show you one thing. Where's some? Oh, gotta be some here somewhere. There's no mullein over here. I was going to show what mullein was. Oh, we got white sage. We ran across a couple of mullein plants, but I'll show you. Terry's picked a little. I'll show you what the leaves look like. You see those mullein, babe? I will, but I'm filming. Oh. This is mullein. So it's a really fuzzy leaf. People think it's like nature's toilet paper, but actually this stuff will grow limbs back. I mean, I've seen, well, I don't know about that, but I've seen where gangrene was on a hand where the only thing left was rotten skin and bones, and packed the whole thing in this, and believe it or not, 90% of it all grew back. And pretty amazing material. This stuff will do magic. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, we're getting some moves. Almost looks like a guinea pig. Okay, cool. We'll turn it back on. There you go. How was that? Kind of cool, huh? You guys get to see some of the behind the scenes stuff. That'll never get produced, so at least I doubt it anyway. Bigfoot Truth, good night. If I missed you, see you're hitting it. Okay, let's see here. See you guys are going on. Oh, Willie Douglas, good to see you. You're gonna. Oh, where was it found? I know all these came out of the Utah Mountains, so you know they're in that area, Utah Basin. They're in Utah. So as far as I knew, that's where all that stuff came from. Yeah, I'm not sure that tree, that sprout that they twisted looked like a birch, either birch or cottonwood. I'm not sure which one. Um, and Mr. Anderson is, what do you do with the mullein, Sarah? Well, I can let you know just straight up. So you can do a lot of things. You can smoke it, you can eat it, you can wipe yourself with it, you can wrap wounds with it, you grind it up, cook it down. Don't boil it, if at least as possible. Cook it down, you pack wounds with it, make a salve out of the black paste. Actually inhale the fumes or even the smoke off it burning to help treat asthma and lung infections and all kinds of stuff. Really cool shit. Who's your Sasquatch? Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you're joining in. That's awesome. And a couple of people, I think Richard or somebody told me, doing these late isn't that greatest of a thing because the people on the East Coast have a hard time. And I totally understand that. But unfortunately, that's when everything mellows out around here to the point that, we're comfortable doing this and not have a whole lot of interference or whatever, because we got a kind of a busy lifestyle, a lot of animals and whatnot. So by the time we get it taken care of, it's 9 p.m. over here, get done eating and stuff. So sorry about the late hours, but we're kind of all over the place. That's just how it is. So I'm still reading here. So let's see, you guys want to get into anything else? Let me know straight up, and we'll do that. I was gonna kind of poke around through a file or two real quick. I don't know how long we're gonna go tonight. Sometimes we don't stop. We go for 3 hours. I always plan on doing like, hey, I'm going to do a half-hour live or something real quick and just drop some info. But it never, ever works out that way. So, here's something else too. So we're going to put a plea out to get this thing home. Do I even have a picture of it? I don't even think I have a picture of the outside of it. Unless I go play a video. But I guess here's kind of one. So this rig right here in the back, that's the Space Monkey. And that's a trailer that was custom built by Los Alamos Laboratories. Or no, Sandia National Laboratories on that. And it's got a transformer in the floor. You can hook it directly to 480 power lines, 480, 360, 240, whatever, and it'll take it in the floor, transform it, blah, blah. The whole thing is absolutely built to the gills and loaded inside, full-blown laboratory, air filtration, the whole 9 yards. It's all EM shielded, and it's made of siliconized laser scanning aluminum. Pretty cool rig. And then the white tractor, that's Eleanor. And but anyway, those two are been sitting on the side of the road about 165 miles from here, and they need to come home pretty soon. And there's some pretty cool shots. Let's see what we got. I don't know if we have anything that's really awesome. Let's see. This file is so limited. This is analytical area. So got our triple head polarizing microscope there for thin section rock analysis and a myriad array of other things. It's with this little head in the middle, the amplification is insane, but you can put crystals in it and then fire polarized light across your subject. So it's a pretty neat microscope. This is the cabinet, sandblast cabinet, but it's in silicone and sealed. And then we got a air compressor in there, and it puts positive pressure through filtration system. So it's all positive pressure filtered. So that's for transferring DNA evidence and stuff like that in there. Pretty cool. What other photos we got? But we're going to try to bring this thing home. This is what I talked to Diesel Dave about doing, was getting this thing and dragging it back, because it's going to be like $3,000 just to drag it home. So this is another shot kind of inside. You can see all the racking and things it had. Now it's got a lot more. This is during part of the build. We do have a video clip that's online. Hey, you know what? We could try to play that. I haven't actually ever done that with anybody yet. So you guys want to try something new? I'll bet we can do this. Let me jump over here to our channel. And I'm going to see if this thing will play a window. Should. Right? If it will, I'll show you guys all a really cool teaser trailer. And it shows the trailer in it. And I never show this thing to anybody. Wait, hold on. I got to go on YouTube Studio to even find it. It's unlisted. Here we go. All right, this is cool. Next page. So I can't see the chat or anything, so I hope you guys are keeping yourself busy. I know I'm a slow poke, right? Whereas it's way back here. So for all of this. Yeah, I put a lot of videos out since then. I had no idea. Here it is. Okay, so pause that. We'll let an ad play real quick. As soon as that's over, then I'll go ahead and switch over the screen or try. We'll see what happens. Like I said, welcome to the experiment. Damn, you guys tossed a bunch of ads on this one. What's up with that? Okay. Now this might tax the Wi-Fi system. And that's what we're going to, I guess, be playing with to find out. So I got to check my stream because it already looks like we might be taxing a little. Well, stream looks good at the moment. So let me jam over here to, I think we have a window capture somewhere already programmed in. See what happens when we try this. Well, it shows it should be going over there. Okay, it must have got stuck on an ad. So at least now that looks good. See if I can get this window to come up now. Oh, I see. It's not in our... Thanks for all your patience, you guys. Pretty awesome. Let's see if this will do it. Ooh, boom. Check that out. There's a lot of ways to do things on here. Okay, so let's see if it works. I'm going to kill my audio and we'll let it rip.
It looks different, and the air is... There are places on this earth known for their mystery and magic, where the sky looks different, and the air is charged with the unexplained. One of these places is in our own backyard. The American Southwest is 1 million square miles of mountainous terrain, desert, and secret hideaways, home to countless legends and lore, from Native American to conquistadors to the outlaws of the Old West. It's been a playground for strange phenomena, and one man has taken it upon himself to explore these mysteries and uncover the truth.
My name is Robert Strider. I run an exploration, research, and recovery company called Strider Exploration. I've helped my clients find everything from ancient technology, buried caches of treasure, to lost cities. I'm the man who can find things.
But Strider's not a one-man army. His dedicated team of soldiers include 2 Navajo trackers, a machinery technician, and communications expert.
My company's not highly publicized. If you want to work with us, you have to know where to find us. We're like the A-Team. This is our mobile research laboratory and command center. She's 52 feet long, and we call her the Space Monkey. Welcome to the lab. Cram-packed with the latest in technology and the finest gear available. Over the years, I've spent millions of dollars on technology, gear, equipment, all in my quest to uncover the truth. GPSs, small cams, body cams, POV, infrared, night vision. This is the smallest thermal camera ever developed. It's the same unit that's on the Mars rovers. What we have here is our EnviroSensor interface. It actually allows me to hear better and see better than any animal. This station allows us to take in data and information from the field, live and in real time. And the drone station that enables us to keep the team safe in the field.
As a profession, Prater's one of the world's leading treasure hunters. But in his downtime, Prater and his team pursue their hobby of investigating the paranormal.
Okay, it's the Space Monkey.
Hey man, how's that video uplink looking?
The link looks really good, Rob.
You're not gonna believe this, man.
An eye opened in the darkness, large like a bull.
They're trying to get the jump on me, buddy. Something's flanking me over here.
Hey Bob, you seeing this? That magic, the enchantment, the things that are not normal that make us go awe, exist here. This canyon's sacred. It's a burial spot of the ancient, advanced ones that came and fought the dinosaurs. It's two Parasaurolophus, or hadrosaurs, or duck-billed dinosaurs. I mean, if this isn't proof dinosaurs existed right alongside of people, I don't know what could be. Our research and investigation varies. One week we may be hired to recover treasure for finance groups. Next week we may be in the forest, tracking down a giant hominid. As you can see here, structure matches, morphology's right. This is a big individual. This is definitely one of the ones we're looking for. I've spent 30 years and I've uncovered what I've uncovered. Other people need to know, and now's the time those people need to see it.
You think you know weird?
Holy shit, dude, he just threw a rock at me. I'm actually examining a SCAD sample.
You don't know shit. Welcome to South by South Weird.
I almost deleted my own camera. That would have been fun. All right, so what do you guys think? How crazy, huh? Did that all work? I hope that worked. Let me know if that worked. Yeah, so, and they gave me hell because they always said I look like Ted Nugent, so he started throwing Ted Nugent on me. Me and the director guy went rounds on this. Yeah, we went round. Darren, so this is great. Well, I appreciate it. Lizard Wizard 212, good to see you. What's going on, brother? That's the kid. Actually, Lizard Wizard 212 is the William Lowry who it says soundtrack. So when you guys hear our soundtrack that we do, William's the one who kicked that out. And that was just, he was goofing off. I recorded him behind his back, kind of, and got all that. So totally cool. Dude's a prodigy. Sick. Via Paranormal Discord, question of the week. You could take any known animal. This is coming from Grandizer 12. Any known animal and turn it into a cryptid. Give it a whole lore and paranormal ability. What would you choose? And instantly, without hesitation, my babe says pig. Yeah, South by South Weird. Too cool. Yeah, we have some pretty cool pigs here. So that's beautiful things, baby. You never saw that, Todd, and whoever else also saw that. So yeah, it's not a listed video. It's got like 2,700 views or whatever, but that was early on. And like I said, we went rounds, and there's a hell of a story behind that. They came out and produced that one. Then they produced another one. They spent like 30 grand or I forget, 60 grand or whatever. And it was paid for by Animal Planet. And then when they got done, Animal Planet told them, where the hell's the animals? Because the way they portrayed it was everything but the animals. And it was just, that's kind of the ideal and one of the reasons we kind of fought so hard. And Josh Klein was the director, and I love the guy. He's a really great guy, but I just don't take any shit. And we talked about it so much in advance, how this was to be completely non-scripted and all this. And there was, and for the teaser even, I guess I shouldn't have been such a jerk, but anyway, so I just didn't, each time, can you say that? And then they end up rewording everything you got. And can you say it like this? Can you say it like this? And they give you the words. And it's kind of like, man, my guys, me, none of us have a hard time talking. And we're probably going to come out with something kind of cooler than you are anyway. And so it's like, and you can tell which lines are rehearsed and whatnot. And I just didn't want that to come across. But yeah, so we went rounds on that. And we did a lot of effort to get this one together. And then, of course, yeah, they shot another one. And he said it was the best thing he's ever produced. and I never got to see it. So never. And I know he still got it. He said the company folded and the files were, but you don't ever, you don't get rid of the best thing you ever produced. It would have been nice to at least see it. And really, you should just go ahead and release it, period. Look like Ted, thanks. So let me see what's going on here. So anyway, that was, what do you guys think of the Space Monkey? So that was the Space Monkey. That thing needs to be put into use. We basically got all the building blocks to probably one of the coolest productions in the world, because it would just be real. And that's what I've been trying to put together for so long. And I mean, with shoestrings and even that truck, it's sitting there for years. I can't bring it home. I need to get it 165 miles home. And that's not a cheap deal these days. And a lot of these local record companies don't want to take it because they're always hauling on the highway, easy pulls, and got a headlight busted out, whatever, and they'll wreck them in here for $1,000, So, so it's difficult to get any cooperation to kind of even go get it. So we're doing everything we can. If anybody's got any ideas or whatever, shoot them out there. But yeah, we'd love to bring that thing back. And what our intent was to be able to go out and do real research. Like you guys know we do. I don't talk about almost anything of anyone else's. Everything we lay on the tables right out of in-house. And be able to do it live. And like shoot your video out of a cave through a repeater system to the truck and then send that to satellite and send it all over the world, right? That's what we wanted to do. So as these things happen, people were just there, transparency, be gone, whatever. It's just right through to whatever happens. Guy in the camera get crushed. Well, you were there to see it, So Elizabeth's got to get some new tunes in the queue. I know, man, that was a long time ago. You've grown tremendously in your abilities. So the shit I hear you pulling out there all the time, I wish I had in the videos, but we'll get it. I know you'll do it. So what do you think of Sasquatch on Terrier guy claiming Bigfoot can mind speak to him? TJ, good to see you, TJ. Good to hear your question. Here's what I think of that. And other people have heard me say this in the past, but I've been in the situation. For one, I know the natives absolutely believe, they can. And then I'll say something and then I'll give you some why I think it's not even weird. But because I try to look at everything with an analytical point of view, but at the same time, I'm pretty clairvoyant myself. So, I had foresaw a lot of crap and things. So, but anyway, I've been in close proximity on video and had the feeling it over and over inside me. Not the words. It's like I've shown in the past. You hold a coffee cup up and I don't have to tell you the words coffee cup. You know those words because you speak that language. Those are the words how you use to understand an image, even if it's not spoken. Well, that same feeling comes across as that visual of I'm a deer or I'm a cow. And I've been looking at a 23-inch print on video. The subject is 40 feet from me through the brush. And I'm feeling this feeling of I'm a cow. And I spooked him. I saw half his body run, clear. And I saw, parts of the upper parts of him. He's now over there. I'm looking at his prints, 23 inches long. And I'm telling him, literally, I said it out loud, you're not a cow. You're not, period. Because I'm looking at your prints. So is that mind speak? And I kind of think it is. Looks like we got a visitor. Hi, buddy. And so, but I kind of think that is mind speak. And I think that the words, in other words, if you'd have spoke French, I think you'd have probably basically heard French. Are you Dad's buddy? You are, huh? Okay. That's a good man. You're on camera, so you're about to get famous. Look at it. Get out of the way, buddy. So, but anyway, now to clarify what I meant about why I don't think it's odd, and there's real science to this, and you can go check it up. But plants react to their owner thousands of miles away. So whether it be pain or an orgasm or whatever, you can test a plant, and it'll do it 100% of the time. But if a person has a house plant and take good care of it, and blah, 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 that houseplant will react to things they do 1,000 miles away. That's a houseplant. Now, bacteria in a cup, you can split a bacterial culture in half. Take one half in New York, the other half in LA. When you feed the New York half, the LA half will react to it exactly the same and search for food. So, like I've always said, if they wanted to do quantum communication, it's instantaneous, by the way. So regardless of distance. So if you put yogurt in a damn rover on Mars and did SOS with a feeding signal, you could get it there faster than the fastest communications, even light, that they know about today. You could actually send instantaneous transmissions by using a bio interface that way. So is mind speak out of the question? No, because scientifically it's certainly not out of the question. I believe that they can. Now, I think that also with that comes ego. And whenever we look at, or try to think about something that we can't touch or measure, we inject our own understanding into it. And it's almost impossible not to do it. And that's why that's the Dumbo and the feather. So did he need the feather to fly? No, he didn't. But he believed he needed the feather to fly. Therefore, he could fly when he held the feather. But in all actuality, the feather was just a mechanism to release one's own self, so you can believe it, because you can't believe yourself can fly. So these are what we hold on to, and through the same way information plays in the brain. That's what we were talking about, seeing something that is different than what's actually there. The mind can erase something entirely if it's too scary, just to simplify it. So let's go on, man. We'll save some more of these deals here and go through our chat for a second. Jerry Wills. What are you doing, Jerry? So Jerry's a very good friend of mine. If you guys have not heard of Jerry Wills, go look him up. You talk about a badass. He's not just a badass, right? He's been a badass since before the badasses you ever heard of. Because long before the internet, Jerry was already doing the things you see everybody else talking about and doing. These guys were already there. In other words, like, I love Brian Forrester or whatever, but if he's put his feet, Jerry's probably stepping in their footprint. And I don't mean on the stuff where you can take a tour group. These guys went and did it. They've been everywhere. They've done everything. You also would have seen Jerry on the TV production America Unearthed, and where he did a segment about the entrance in the Grand Canyon to the underworld. So, and the find by the Kincaidness, if you can look into that. But yeah, Jerry, great to see you, man. Awesome to see you. Amazing. So Jerry and I, Ron and I are going to be doing, let me back up 2 seconds. So Ranger Ron and I are going to be doing some custom stuff to invite a few select people and charge, no doubt, to cover, because I can't cover anything, period. And get a couple of people out to these sites with the Bigfoot stuff. We've talked about that in the past. We'll be talking about it more in the future. And then Jerry and I, since Jerry's here, Jerry and I are, and Ron as well. I know you're here too, Ron. Thanks, buddy. But are going to be doing something a little different, and that is going to be going to some, you guys have seen me do the videos on the reptoids and Bloodline of the Serpent Gods, following megalithic monuments of the reptoids, something like that. So if you go look at those, you'll kind of get an idea. And as well, there's a spot where there's T-Rexes eating people and UFOs beaming guys. And there's a whole story there about when these two guys, the twins, basically show up. Talks about who they are. They're using the staff of Hermes from the Middle East. The oldest of old stuff. So, and it shows their craft that they arrive in, and it tells a whole story of the event. And then it has an altar stone with a libel pour deal. It looks like a dinosaur's head. And like I said, it pours right off onto these two glyphs of a guy being eaten by a T-Rex and some other stuff. And, but we're going to be taking a group in to see that. And we'll have basically a donation amount to cover what we're going to be doing. And if you want to if you think you want to be part of that stuff, look me up. I'll give you more information about it. We're considering it informal. But we'll get into that too. And I think we're going to do that. We're doing that in September. When do we, Ozark? Oh, right. 20 and 23rd is what we had set up for Jerry and I to be doing that. So, and what I'll be doing is taking people through and interpreting and narrating that story as we see it. So that should, hopefully that'll be really cool. Oh, that's the kids. Think, what the hell is that animal sound? It was the kids. So let's see what else we got here. I don't know if you can hear people in the background, but whatever. Todd Wyndham, You bought all that equipment and trucks. I didn't know you were independently wealthy. Robert. No, I didn't actually. Those were over the years. Yeah, I've done real well and then done not so well. So these last 5, 8, 9 years, whatever, have been pretty rugged, man. Pretty damn rugged. And I guess it's part of the economy too, but more so in the last few years have gotten really, really difficult. Yeah. But we still got the stuff. I wouldn't get rid of it because I still have the dreams of doing what I do. I mean, that's what I know. I was born to do this, and I don't let go of a dream very easy. So eventually I'll put it together regardless. This is Mark Brissett. Hey, Robert. Hey, Mark. How you doing, brother? You just get in here? Sweet. Good to see you. The glass master, but can you send yogurt through the Van Allen belt? Well, you could do anything with anything, figure out a way to do it. I think we've all learned that. Eventually it's going to happen. And that reminds me of a way to look at things. So the head of the patent office in 1865 said that they were considering actually closing the doors because they didn't believe there was anything truly viable and novel that could ever be invented, that they had invented everything. And now it was all just going to be a new twist on what they already had in 1865. So the concept we have of what we can do, what we will be able to do, is a whole different chapter. They also said that people couldn't go over 25 miles an hour because the forces would kill you at one time. So let's see. Jerry Willis, talk tomorrow? Yeah, absolutely, man. And you're always willing to buzz in, Jerry, Ron, whoever. So anytime we're doing one of these things, if you got my number, you can call, whatever. You know how it is. I'm always open to something like that. I don't know if we're going to keep going a whole long time this evening anyway. I don't know what our time's looking like right now. I guess we're only an hour in, something like that. No, we're almost 11. No, we're a little longer than that. So, but anyway, doesn't really matter. If you guys want to hit something up and want to see something incredible or something mundane, either way, jump on, hit me up real quick, let me know, and we will take care of that and do the exactly. I'm going to toss up at least I thought I was. Let's see here. I'm going to throw back up our different Moon Lake, so if anybody's joining us, they can see that. So how'd that video do, you guys, that I played? Want to let me know real quick what that looked like? And then the other thing is, if you guys will please go obviously, everyone says it, but go literally over, nail the like button real quick. Check your subscription. Like Todd Wyndham said, he didn't get a notification. Half the people get removed as subscribers kind of almost as fast as we gain them. It's gain 2, lose 1 type of thing. And then as well, if you can, anybody can share this stuff. That's what really does it. So if you notice our views, I mean, like this live stream right now, it looks like we got 47 people on here. And let me check the actual studio screen. I could tell. Yeah, 47. So now we would normally have 200, 300 regardless. That was normal just a few years ago. Let's say that. Not that long ago. Matter of fact, in 2020, it seemed to get tremendously worse. And, I mean, really, really, it's just like a light switch. Don't know why, but in 2020, light switch, boom. And we dropped all the way. And before that, we were getting 30,000 views on stuff. We'd get minimum 1,500 overnight on anything we put out, but normally our live streams are 200 to 300. And like I said, 47 now. And the whole thing is, they throttle. Why they do it, I don't know. They have monetized us now after 16 years of trying for no reason at all. They fixed us and they set us on so we're monetized. They can make money off us. But at the same right, our numbers will there's totally non-organic. We'll either go like this in a viral curve, just like going to skyrocket, or we'll do this like a normal curve. But either way, there's a ceiling. It doesn't matter what we're doing here. It hits the ceiling, it flattens out and goes across. Off switch. The other day I loaded a short, and our shorts do the same thing. They just drizzle in views. But I did one, and for some reason, boom, 5 minutes, it had 1,600 views, and it just started going ballistic. But within half an hour, they capped it, just like a light, almost 3,000 views, and then it just dropped flat. And then it was, a view an hour. So The only way to really get around that, though, is by the likes, comments, and sharing is a way to get around that whole throttling issue, because it's considered profitable if it's forced. So if it's forced, people want it bad enough they can make the money, they'll go ahead and do it. If not, they'll throttle us back. So I encourage you guys to like what you can. If you like it, right on. And really to share. So out of all the effort we put out to get this stuff done and share this information with you and tell the world, that's really all we ever ask, is just hit a like button and go share a post 30 seconds. And we don't even ask you to buy anything, whatever, but that right there will do it. Other than that, if you want to help out financially, there's a whole bunch of links. There's products you can now look at down here at. We have Streamlabs, carries another product line of t-shirts, hats, all kinds of stuff like that. I said before, we need to get 2 more hats gone off the link that's right there in the top of the description, because those are on a limited campaign. They got to get gone. And I need 2 more of those so we can print the rest, actually. So and they've actually held that over for us. We were done with that a couple of weeks ago, and they called me and said, what do you want to do? I said, can we run it again real quick? They said, yeah. So just trying to get these last few orders out. So if anybody can pull that, please do. So here we go. It says, Kathleen Roskos, do you have a close-up of the big guy during your first encounter? No, not like a close-up. No, I mean, we have a screenshot from a video at 40 feet through a lot of stuff. And he's there, and you can see him. Let's see. Possibility, I have that picture sitting around here somewhere. Let's see. I'll have to probably catch it on a future one, because I don't have it anywhere just like readily available in any of the temp files here on the computer, it looks like. And I'm not sure where those would actually be in this computer. That was all back in the other one. But anyway, though, in the video, it shows the same shot in the second edition of Waking the Giant. I don't recommend watching the first one. I recommend watching the second one with the follow-up investigation and all that. So, but that's about the best I could do on spur of the moment on that one, Kathleen. Let's see what else we got here. Like I said, you guys want to see something, let me know, and I'll do my best to try to get it. What's a rake? Adam the Lab Rat? I don't know, but you know what? I want to catch one. So, looking at those things, I don't know why people run like hell. They look pretty rickety. If it's strong, I don't know why it would be. I don't think I'd want to get bit by it. But other than that, I don't see why a guy couldn't tackle one of them fuckers and hold them down. Oh, excuse my language. But anyway, yeah, for reals. And because I believe there is something to it. Absolutely. Because not just all the internet videos, which some of them look really, really, really good. I can't find any fault in them. But more so that there's lore of something described exactly like that. I mean, exactly like that. And then, they look like a hominid that would have evolved for subterranean living. They do. They look like they shouldn't be on the surface, but they look very well suited for subterranean. So I kind of am leaning that direction. But I wouldn't mind going out and doing some investigative work and actually seeing, if it came into our camp, pray for the little bastard, but because he's coming home with us. Because I want to see what the heck it is. Well, let him go later, whatever. But I want to see what the hell they are. Yeah, big time. Sketchy looking deals. I mean, the rake is actually the name of a fictional thing like the Wolfman or whatever. But that doesn't mean that wasn't coined from other creatures. And there are a bunch of other creatures by different names that are that same thing. So a rake has become kind of a generalized term. Counter says 47 also. 46 now. Isn't that funny? But anyway, that's cool. I'm glad I got 46 people hanging out with me. Said, I believe they were followed by 2 days, 2 nights. Third morning woke a whooping sound of something, and they caught that footage. Rob knows more details. Of course, that's the gist of it. I'm not sure what you guys are talking. Yeah, Glassman. So the first encounter with that big one. Yeah, I was just a little Zoom recorder. and it's an audio recorder when they have put the first 1080 P cameras in them, and they were basically junk cameras. But that's what we got. And then I actually did get a picture of George that day, and I think it's wonderful. Other people probably wouldn't be satisfied with it, but the parts that are him are crystal clear and sharp, because I preset the focus for about the distance he would have been, raised my hand up above the thicket and took a picture. And then with an SLR and a 70 millimeter zoom lens. And so when I got that back, though, you can see a lot of stuff that's blurry in front of him, but he's crystal clean, and he's about half covered like this. And you can see the edge of his eye, and you can see he's got real charcoal mottled, dark and light charcoal skin. And then he has orange colored hair on that charcoal skin. And then it's funny because it doesn't go up, or it lays almost flat, and his head's round. You can see it's not like this or anything big sagittal crest or anything. It's just like ours, and it's super round, and it's just that hair lays just flat on it. It's almost hilarious looking. But you can see his ear, this part of his face. You can see half his eye and all that stuff. And he's behind a dead fall or a dead tree, and he's just standing there looking halfway out through all the stuff. And it's pretty cool. If you know what you're looking at, it's really super cool. I wish there was more to it, but that's what that is. Let's see. Adam Labrat said, "Your mind spoke to me, and I changed the YouTube channel, and you were number one on my recommendations list, even though I was not notified, and I was unsubbed. Shadow banned by Mama YouTube." Oh, you've been unsubbed again, bro? Damn. So yeah, it happens a lot. People that, oh, you say that for attention. You wouldn't believe, man. We gotta. I swear, I think if we weren't throttled, we would just skyrocket and go to the moon. And I think that's what potentially is so scary. Because you guys know, I mean, what are we going to bring to the table and throw on the table next week? We don't know either. That scares me too. I got my little buddy down here sleeping on my table. How cool is that? Let's see. It says, oh, negative. Hey, oh, negative. Howard, he says, repair Space Monkey where it sits and drive it home. There's mobile repair guys. I know that the deal with this is the tractor is drivable, needs front hub seals. I got brand new ones sitting in the floorboard, fluid sitting there. So that's not that big a deal. But all the tires on the trailer are trash. They are from the late 80s. They're brand new looking Michelins, but they're from the late 80s when it was sitting on the air base. And the thing was never even intended to come off the Air Force base. And so they are weather cracked they still hold air, but they are weather cracked all the way around. And I think if we try to drag that 165 miles, it's going to be tires. And even if we could single them out and just put 4 back there instead of 8, which we could probably get away with, or single out 2 of them, it's still the cost of 4 to 6 of those tires. And they're not that cheap. And I just can't plop it off. And that's plus whatever. So if something does happen and it ends up being on the side of the road and we don't have the type of resources, then we lose the rig, because by the time they wreck it into somewhere else, won't be home. It'll be at a yard somewhere, and then we'll have to pay that bill and try to wreck it back here, and we'd end up losing it. So it's one of those, it's a catch-22. I'd love to do that if I could, but taking the chance I could lose it. It says, Grandizer Robert, the hat orders are the hat that is being shown on the screen, or is it a different hat? No, it's the History We Dig It hat. It's from that dig, and that is the hat. We do have other hats available in Streamlabs. I was just trying to get, and they're not built the same way. So this is basically the exact same thing as our other one. So it's a real high quality cotton hat, structured, and it has it's all embroidered material instead of printed. So, and our other ones are embroidered, but they're probably not quite as nice a hat, because this is just the top of the top. And but anyway, so this hat, like I said, there's only these few, and then Streamlabs is handling our other ones. I think Custom Ink is handling this campaign. So if you use the link where it says get the hats day left, it'll take you to customink.com and you can order one of those. Oh, you got it. Thanks, Grandizer. The quality over quantity. Lies are temporary and the truth lasts forever. Well, that's exactly right, and that's why we're throwing it out here. What size tires? I'm gonna have to look. I think they're 22s. Jerry Willis, thanks for asking. I think they're 22s. I'll either have to find a picture or I'll have to have Bob go by and look again. He has told me in the past, but I'll get with you on that and let you know. Thanks for asking. Ron, same thing. Yeah, so I think they're 22s, but I'm not sure. They're on old Bendix rims that a lot of guys won't touch. I'll do them, whatever. If they got tools, I'll do them. But a lot of guys won't touch those Bendix rims anymore. And they're not dangerous unless you're an idiot. Really, they're not. They're not as dangerous as a split rim. Can you call AA and have them tow the rig? Like, what if you were a good AA member? I don't think they do semi-trucks, and I don't think they pull them 165 miles. They might pull it to the closest repair center somewhere, but I don't think they do that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if AA handles rigs or not, and it's not legal to drive on the road because it's not. It's been sitting for years. It's not, registered or anything and gone. At one time it would pass inspection, but it was never inspected. So. Can you send me pictures from the Nebraska Bigfoot Museum, needed for upcoming show? Yeah, probably, Duke. I don't have any in this computer for sure. If Tara, I can look real quick. If Tara took them when we were up there, if she took some in there, we could. I don't know what got taken on my phone. You need the interior, or what do you need? Let me know. Not seeing Nebraska here. Yeah, I would have to search. Let's say I could pull them right now. We could kind of look at them, but yeah, I would have to search, Duke. I don't have anything available right now. But I'll find out from Tara. I'm not sure she's still on. She may not be on. Jerry, all right, buddy. Good night. Tell Kathy good night for me. Love you guys. Have a good evening. All right. So I think we're going to call it after this, you guys, and we're going to go ahead and step on down the line, and I'll try to get back on here as soon as possible. So our wrap-ups usually take a minute anyway. So let me know on this deal if anybody can help or anything toward either helping us financially get up there to Utah. Hit me up on PayPal link or whatever, or if anyone knows a wrecker guy that's got a truck wrecker, if Diesel Dave and those guys, Heavy D, don't come up and with this, I still have to get this thing over here and get it home if possible. Things are really going to happen then at Mr. Anderson night. Yeah, Mark, thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'll hang out here for a second. We'll do the good nights. I want to thank all my Patreons again. There's a list on the screen. I encourage everybody to look and see who these people are because they are absolutely wonderful individuals stepping up and doing this for us. Ninja Dave, good to hear from you, man. Hopefully we see you again sometime. Good night to you, Ranger. Good night. So anyway, like I said, thank you to the Patreons and everyone who's supported us up into this time and keeping things rolling. We're trying to step up. Everything, people have said that they're amazed and said we bring stuff no one else in the world brings to the table. And I'll let you know that, I have a mountain. So everything I've shown has all been stuff that I'm holding back on a lot because if I show it now, not enough people are going to see it. And I need a lot of people to see some of this stuff immediately because some of it will get jumped on. Like Carmen Bolter, the Pyramid Code, jumped on some of our Egypt stuff, misinterpreted it, but she had a TV show. So the whole world got to see what she said, not what it was. And I can't take that chance with a lot of this. So, the better we can do to get moving and get better, basically, it's going to be exponential. The crap we're going to flop on the table is insane. And then all the live stuff we got planned, don't know where to start. But anyway, thanks you guys for doing what you're doing and helping us get there. It's okay. Awesome. Appreciate everybody. Have a great evening. Sleep well. You guys all mean a lot to me. Thanks to my friends for showing up in here and some of the KX team. Been awesome. Really awesome. Appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Like you have no idea how much it means. So with that, I'll say good night. We'll see you later.